Hey there, Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Rising. It's Maggie, and this is Moon Directed. Welcome to the channel. Here we work with energy cycles to see how we can best utilize them to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. Sure, as soon as I turn on the camera for you, my third eye starts itching, so this should be interesting to see what happens here. Okay, I want to take a moment so much to thank you for all the support this year as I went through COVID, and then I had my spiritual healing journey. And thank you to those of you who stuck by me or those who have come along to discover me since then. I really appreciate your support, the emails, the kind words. It's been really lovely. I want to wish you all a happy 2021. This will be a big year of change and transition, but hey, Scorpio, isn't that what you do best? That's what you do best. Okay, so if you are a subscriber, hit the notification bell. And if you're not a subscriber, think about it. Hit the notification bell, and then you'll know when I go live, which I do on Monday nights from 7:30 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States. We call that Monday Night Live. I pull cards for each of the signs of the zodiac, and then I open it up for question and answer. Usually have about 30 to 40 minutes for those that are in the chat to get questions answered. On the 21st, we're going to be pulling cards for this energy of Jupiter and Saturn moving into Aquarius and the solstice, and frankly, it's the gateway, the doorway into the age of Aquarius. We have so many big energies happening. We've got the sun moving into Aquarius that day, into Capricorn that day, and I think Mercury gets there too. So there's just a lot of things happening, lots of energies moving forward. So I really look forward to spending that time with you. On the 28th, I'm going to pull cards for each of the signs for health, wealth, love, and destiny for the year of 2021, this big year of change. And anyone who is in the chat that night that would like me to, I can pull those cards for individuals too. So it would be a really good night to show up for that. All right. Looks like we're getting ready to get started here. Before we do, of course, that's what we got. Before we do, I also want to invite you to check out this opportunity. I am going to be teaching a course called Discovering Your Destiny. It will run for the next 6 months. It'll be once a week, and so it's really affordable for that price. Come and check it out. It's on the community page. I really hope you will consider joining me as we navigate through these changes and how we can really discover what our purpose here is. So I'm pretty excited about doing this. I'm laughing because you got the snake. You got the snake. Talk about transformation. This snake is shedding his skin, and this fairy is sprinkling fairy dust over him to help him to do it. This will be divinely guided shedding of the skin transformation. I can't make this stuff up. I can't. I wouldn't want to. It wouldn't be as much fun. Okay, so if you've not been here before when I do the monthlies, and just so that you know, the videos come out every week on Mondays for the week, and then when I do the monthly, it's according to the sun sign, and they will come out on Sundays. Get it? So this is out on Sunday. So this is the key to the situation: thoughts, feelings, actions, past, present, future, and I will clarify the card. So this transformative energy that you have is so massive and intense that it shows up as your overall energy this month. So big things happening for you. All right, the key to the situation is confusion. But I just heard that song, Gray Skies Are Going to Clear Up, Put on a Happy Face. Wipe off your tears and cheer up, put on a happy face. I'm trying to see what this, at the top they have a king, and he looks like he's holding a sword, even though it says clubs, and I don't really know, maybe that is considered the sword's energy, but it feels very much like decision using clarity, rising above and having a higher perspective, But in your heart space, I can see there's confusion. And so this transformation, this is a slow process. This is contraction and expansion. It is this energy of you pull in and you take a look and you see, what have I learned, and then you push yourself forward. And so the confusion may be, first off, Capricorn season is not going to produce rapid changes, but I think it clears the way for, and this I'm noticing across all of the readings I'm doing, I think it really opens up and makes clarity. Wow. Hold on a second. Ooh. Okay. So your chakra system runs up along your spinal cord, and that was heart chakra that just started itching like crazy. I really want to encourage you to focus on what it is that your heart really wants, to help you figure out what you're going to do. This Capricorn season across the board is a transitional phase. There is a need to move through this energy. We still have Pluto that rules your sign. It's still there in Capricorn. And so as the sun crosses over that, I believe that'll be about, that'll be when you get to like right around the time of the new moon in Capricorn. I would have to look at the chart. I haven't really gotten that deep into it, but that is going to, I like to do these readings without knowing the astrology down to the minute, because I want it to be really just all about what I'm picking up from the cards, okay? But I feel like as the sun moves past Pluto, that's where you get the daybreak. And Pluto is sitting at 24 degrees of Capricorn, and so that would make it right around that third week of January, or the second week of January, where you start really noticing. So right around the 11th or somewhere in there. And I feel like that is a new moon in Capricorn on the 11th. So right around that new moon, I think you start to clear things up and you start to get some idea of where you're going next. But let's see what else the cards have to offer. So yeah, you have been seeking information on where to go next. What is the way forward? And it's been slow movement. It's been needing to really pay attention to your inner light, but also see all the fireflies. There's been guidance from spirit all along, and the moon is shining. And so there's been more light as of late to help you figure out where to go, but it's slow moving and it's cautious. I feel like it's very cautious. And again, it's that period of contraction and expansion, because as clouds have moved over the sun or the moon along the way, it's slowed the process. And so what is required of you in order to create this transformation is disciplined, consistent action. That's so much like shedding the skin. There is going to be people that you don't agree with, who don't agree with you. There may be conflicts and people not listening. To me, the whips are disciplined, consistent action, but the whip is laying on the ground, and one person's yelling at the other one. Well, one fairy's yelling at the other, and the other one's not listening. And again, there's this need to really focus in on what is really important. What do you need to cut out? Because this looks like the king that's carrying the axe. So there's a need to cut something out, to let something go in order to transform. And of course, this kind of looks like the shed skin down there. It's not. It's rope, right? It's a whip. But it kind of looks like, if you've ever come across a snake skin in the wild after it's been shed, that's kind of what it looks like, all coiled up and dried out and rumply like that. And so I feel like in order to get there, you're going to have to release something. You're going to have to cut something out. We just had that eclipse that happened in Sagittarius, which is your second house of what you value. It was a planting the seeds of intention, but still having to clear some stuff out. And so there has to be a willingness for you to release and let go of something in order to get there. And then in the future, you're going to be thinking about communication. So either this is communication you're hoping to receive, or this is communication you're going to send. I can't tell from here. But it's communication with the number 27 here catching my eye like it is. And divinely guided, we have 7. Okay, so divinely guided, nearing the end of completion of a cycle. There's some information that you need. So if you're getting ready to graduate and you need to know what classes you have to take this semester in order to get out of that, complete your education, right? Something like that. It could be notification of a legal document, because it is in the house of finances. So I feel like it's like important official documentation about something that has to do with receiving a scholarship or an opportunity, a job offer, or it could be dissolving of a partnership, legal, business-wise, or because you'll be moving into the 3rd house of communication when you get to Aquarius. So it could be divorce papers. It could be, feels very legal, very official, and it has something to do with finances, whatever that means to you. Oh, wow. Okay. Yes. So you've had a lot of doubts about financial security with the bear sitting here in the area of doubts. I just would like to remind you that the bear also represents protective energy, and it's like spirit has your back. So while you're worried about moving forward and you're looking back at what obligations you have, you are being protected through that process. I have to close this notification. It bugs me. Like, I don't even have any windows open. I don't know how that happens. Okay. Oh, wow. Scorpio. In the heart space, you have the book. Now, sometimes Lenormand decks will show the book open. This one looks closed. It is closed, but it looks, oh, hold on a second. Well, this is interesting. I was going to say, look, oh, it is locked. Yep, it's locked. There's a padlock on that. And so I think you're going to put a padlock on your heart. And it is okay to do that for a healing purpose. I'm just going to ask you that as you work your way through your transition, your transformation, that you don't lose the key. Okay? Because you're going to want to, at some point in time, open your heart back up in order to fully heal. But sometimes when there's a need to protect yourself, and I can see that you feel like there's a need to protect yourself in the heart space, and you have a lot of confusion, and it looks like you're under a lot of duress, you know, taking that quiet time for yourself, that quiet space, pulling in your energy, not necessarily a bad thing. So again, the snake shedding its skin, it's a period of contraction and expansion, and it could be that during Capricorn season, it is a period of contraction in order to expand as we move forward. Okay. In the area of obstacles, it's been the fox is listening to spirit, giving it guidance. So either there's difficulty in listening to spirit to choose your next moves, to trusting that spirit is there, and feeling like you have to be clever and figure your way through a situation. The fox can represent cleverness that is positive or negative. To me, it's a lot like the Seven of Swords energy, where, you know, it's good to look out for yourself and take care of yourself and protect yourself. It is not good if it's deceitful. There's cleverness, And there's keeping your cards close to your chest because other people don't necessarily need to know everything. And then there's the negative side where, you know, you're deliberately manipulating and controlling. And so one thing, if you're using that fox energy to be clever and protect yourself and to keep, you know, things safeguarded, it's another whole story when you're deliberately trying to mislead and manipulate others for personal gain. It's a fine line. In the area of action, you have the long awaited change card. To me, this is like 9 months. It's the stork. This is a hearts card. Looks very much like a Princess of Cups kind of energy. So I feel like it's going to be several months before you're willing to open and share your heart with somebody. But that's not, again, like not necessarily a bad thing. I'm not really overly concerned about that. So it seems like you're really focused on financial stability in the area, in the arena of stability. We have the abundance card of the fish. So whatever this information is that you are looking to receive here, these concerns you've had about finances, this confusion and disagreement and energy, there's movement forward. I think you'll be fine financially. I am just a little worried about your closed up heart. So don't lose the key. It's okay to be safe and protective, but being shut down for too long is not healthy either. And Scorpio, you guys have been doing so much hard work. I got to tell you, Scorpio, I started these readings earlier this week, and I used different cards, and it wasn't just yours, but I had done yours. Yours was the last one I did, and I was like, wow, I don't understand this energy. It seems really tough, and I felt like I wasn't getting what I needed out of the cards in order to convey it. So I am sitting down here at the last moment. These have to be done by tomorrow, and I'm redoing all of them because of you guys. And now I see what the problem is. The problem is that you guys are going to be locking down your heart, and that concerns me. So financially, you look like you'll be just fine, and I just hope that in the areas around your heart that a little self-protection is okay, but don't lose the key. You have, in the area of thoughts, see things from a higher perspective, the eagle. That is spirit coming in so really paying attention to your intuition, hearing with all of your senses, feeling that energy through your heart space, really connecting to spirit in those quiet moments, just breathing. I think that taking the time to breathe and allow yourself to be open to the messages and the information, but also changing a perspective sometimes can help you through the clouds, right? It's like the eagle can fly above the clouds. The eagle can fly above the mountaintops and get a higher perspective. And I think a higher perspective through breath work will help you to see what it is you need to do next steps forward, right? So, all right, locking down your heart's okay. I'm not saying don't do it, but don't lose the key, because what you have here is set clear boundaries and enforce them. It is okay to shut out certain people. It is okay to shut out certain situations, communities, groups, whatever it is. But a boundary is not what am I seeing here? Hold on. Okay. So I just saw a series of different kinds of fences. Like some of them were super thick and high, and some of them were, oh God, like that stupid slat thing they're putting up at the border where, I mean, you can see through to the other side, but you can't, it's slippery and tall. I saw a huge wall that just shot way up, and then it just kept going and going, and there was no top to that one. And then I saw like a stone wall like you would see in a field, just like a boundary in a field, like in England or something. And then I saw pasture land that had the barbed wire fence, and then I saw pasture land that had like those slatted boards between them that literally you can climb in between them. And so I'm guessing that what constitutes a healthy boundary for each person is going to be different. But the ones that had like the ability to see over or reach over or climb through didn't tighten up around my heart space. So, but you're going to have to decide which boundary you need, and maybe different situations and scenarios within your life get different kinds of boundaries. Like maybe some of them have to be like, no, this is a permanent stop. Maybe some of them are like, it's a barbed wire. Hey, you can see me, we can talk, but there's this barrier that you cannot cross, Maybe some of them are like, I never want to see you ever again, and it's that huge one that has no whatever top to it. And then some of them are like, okay, but you can only come through if I give you permission, or I'm willing to come through to your side when I want to, but don't come this way. So I think you're going to have to decide for each situation what kind of a boundary is appropriate, but then you have to maintain it. Because now what I'm seeing is walls that are crumbling. I'm seeing those fence posts down, and people can, like cattle, can just move right on through. So maintaining them. It's set the clear boundaries and enforce them. They just heard my dad. If you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. Oh, Scorpio, don't lose the key. There will be situations, there will be people, there will be communities where you'll want to let them in. So don't close yourself off completely, but whatever this situation is that you're transitioning through, you're going to have to decide what kind of a boundary to place there. Okay, so you're being encouraged to spend time in nature. You have bountiful nature for an action card. Spend time in nature helps you shift into a higher vibration and reminds you of God's infinite abundance. Go outside and enjoy a walk or a hike with your pet. Meditate beneath a tree, garden, sit under the stars, or do some other activity to connect with the limitless vastness. And again, I just want to say breathe. Breathe your way through this. This looks tough. It's like you're giving birth. It's like this transformation is a lot like labor pains. They come in waves. Peristalsis comes in waves, and it's a pushing forward, and then there's this contraction, and there's this pushing forward, and whatever you're giving birth to looks a little painful. I'm not going to lie. It looks a little painful. When you have the whips in the area of transformation, that's labor pains. So it could be that you're working really hard on a new project and it just requires a lot of your energy. Make sure you're not working so hard. Maybe the clear and healthy boundaries you have are, okay, work is really taking up so much of my time, but I take Sundays off and that's my time, and I unplug the phone and nobody can call me, and I'm going to go for a walk outside, and I am going to regenerate and prepare for when I go back to work on Monday. Like, it could be that this, whatever this situation is, it could be, it's got something to do with money. And so are you working 24/7 and you're not having enough time for family? and the people around you. You're going to be fine. Maybe you're launching a new business and it requires so much of your time and energy. Take a higher perspective. Is it worth it if in the end you don't have good health because you're so completely stressed out? So whatever this transformation is, whether it could be, it's in, it's work-life balance. I really think for you it's work-life balance. Because North Node is in Gemini, and Gemini would be, it's just, actually it's your 8th house of transformation. That literally doesn't help me, so I don't know. Something big is transforming. I was thinking it was 6th house, but it's not. So something needs to change. You need to be able to breathe. Man, my sacral chakra is in so much pain right now. This is self-esteem, self-worth, self-value. It's 2nd house stuff. And being able to communicate that, because Capricorn's your 3rd house of communication. So being able to communicate that out to other people, that's that healthy boundaries. This is the communication you're waiting to come in. At some point, be willing to be open and be vulnerable, but maybe not during Capricorn season. Maybe telling yourself, it's okay for me to shut down right now. It's just a time out. Because I can't hear myself think. Right? You had 2 cards that just really wanted to come out. Let's see what they are. My life is deliciously joyous. That's pleasure and simplicity. Deep, profound serenity is expanding in my life. So how can you simplify your life and touch base with what brings you joy and pleasure in a very simple way? And so I really feel like Spirit really is telling you, don't focus so much on whatever is going on all the time. Take a time out. Give yourself a time out to get a higher perspective. These clear and healthy boundaries, this is creating sacred space in your life that is for you. And maybe you and your partner, because we have the 2 llamas there, right? Big transformation. Huge. So with the South Node being in your 2nd house of what you value, your belief systems, and Sagittarius is all about belief systems. There is a transition of letting go, of simplifying your life about what it is you believe is of value to you and what you really need, and maybe looking around and seeing how abundant you really are. All of a sudden you recognize that you have so much abundance, and maybe you can cut back on work easily, or whatever it is that's interfering with your ability to feel abundant and enjoy life. Find a way to enjoy your life every day. And if you can't manage every day, find some little thing, though. Really, finding the joy in the now moment really helps. But at least plan, schedule, make sacred space, create that healthy boundary around, this is my routine where I find time for me. So maybe all you can do is say, hey, everybody go to bed at 9 o'clock. Boom. Everybody's in bed at 9 o'clock. And I don't want to hear a word out of you. If you want to stay awake, that's fine, but you read. I don't want to hear you. Go to bed. And then you go and you draw yourself a nice bath, put on some soft music, and light some candles and relax in the bathtub. And you do this at least once a week. You know, or you're like, hey, I'm going for a walk. Don't burn the house down. I'll be back in 30 minutes. And then you just go. You know, just find that space. Maybe it's when you're coming home from work and you say you get off of work at 5 and the commute home is an hour. You play some kind of something that is inspiring or fun or whatever, or you sit in silence and you allow yourself to transition from one part of the day to the next. And if that means you take the long ride home and you take the back roads and you avoid all the crazy traffic, I'm a big fan of that. Do what you need to do to create sacred space for you to simplify your life and enjoy, and don't be in such a rush to get home. If you see something and you want to stop and get out and walk around a lake or whatever, make that time the gift that you give yourself, that in turn allows you to be a gift that you can give to the people in your life. Okay? I hope that was helpful to you. I would love to see you on Monday nights for Moon Night Live, 7:30 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And check out the Discovering Your Destiny course. And, I would love to hear from you there too. All right? You guys take really good care of yourselves. I think this is a difficult period, but it doesn't feel long term. So transitioning through this time with grace for yourself and patience for yourself and love for yourself and acceptance for yourself will make the journey a lot easier. All right, you guys take care and we'll chat soon.